the weekly trail report, presented by the Outdoor Club of Port Jervis.
Hello, hikers, bikers, and trail runners. This is Adam Hubbard from the Outdoor Club of Port Jervis Trail Crew, taking a minute to remind users that as the weather warms and the days get longer, the trails will be wet, muddy, and vulnerable to ruts and erosion. This freeze-thaw cycle, as it's called, takes many weeks to dry out, and much damage to the trails can be sustained during these times. So what's happening during this freeze-thaw cycle? As the cold night temperatures heave the moist soil up, the warm, sunny days turn that into a wet, sticky mud. If left unused, the trail will dry out and harden up as normal, and the temperatures regulate. But if tracked up, deep ruts will be left that hold water in and prolong the drying of the trails, as well as leaving the trails unusable for much of the season. So please be mindful of this as you venture out. And remember, early mornings, the ground may be frozen solid and usable, but soon the sun will hit and will soften up, and you will have mud stuck to your feet, to your bike, and that dirt is what we want left on the trails. And don't forget, we have miles of access road, both paved and gravel, that are much more usable at this time. And so go outside and get your fix, but please think twice and save the single track.
Hi, my name is Teresa, and I'm a member of the Outdoor Club to tell you about upcoming activities. Sunday hike is Sunday, March 24th at 1 p.m. at Brewers Reservoir, parking lot 4 and 5. There's also a beginner hike on Sunday, March 31st at 1 p.m. at the Elks Brox, parking lot 2. For update info of these activities, visit our website, ocopj.org, or Outdoor Club of Port Jervis on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Valerie, and I'm here to tell you about events scheduled. The Outdoor Club Fundraiser Corned Beef Dinner, which Bob Gardner and I will tell you more about. Hi, Bob. Tell us more about the first annual all-you-can-eat corned beef dinner coming up tomorrow evening, Saturday, March 23rd, from 6 to 10 p.m.
Love to, Valerie. We're having corned beef and cabbage, also ham. We're going to have potatoes, carrots, veggies, Irish soda bread, and desserts. We're going to have the parting glass providing music for the night, and we're going to have a special appearance by an Irish step dancer. We're also going to have a cash bar, fun items, some giveaways. We're going to have a tricky tray, including an Irish basket, a flat screen TV, and we're going to have a 50-50.
Okay, Bob. Thanks. That sounds great. Is there a website that people can check out for more information?
Yes, you can check our website at ocopj.org or see us at the Outdoor Club of Port Jervis on Facebook.
Joining us now is Outdoor Club member Jeff Marchant. Jeff, how are you, buddy?
Great, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing real well. Happy to have you here on the show today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
We'll jump right in. Tell us a little bit about you and how you got yourself into the club.
Well, as far as how I got myself into the club, I was out hiking one day, and I got up to the top of Point Peter, and I noticed there was a bike race going on, and Mike had a booth there for the Outdoor Club. And so I went and talked to him, and he got me interested in it. And it was probably a year or two later that I finally joined, because I saw him over at the sale going on at the farmer's market, and I ran into him there, and he said, "Jeff, I got a deal for you. You can enter free right now. You can join for free." So I said, okay, I'll take advantage of that.
Oh, Mike's a good guy, and it's good to know that our outreach actually works. So you actually went on a hike the day of the big mountain bike race.
Oh, yeah.
So you just woke up that day, said, let me take a hike. The next thing you know, there's 300 mountain bikers up there.
Well, I was always into hiking, so I was doing that pretty much every day for a while. Back then. I haven't done it in a long time since for other reasons, but I love to hike. And so I was doing it a lot.
Well, we're glad that you're part of the club, and we're glad you're here today. We're not here to talk about you and your membership in the club. We're here to talk about, like you just said, you're busy with a lot of other stuff going on, and one of those things is a book.
Well, yeah, but that's not the main. I mean, the main reason I wrote the book is because I needed something else to do because I'm a caregiver for my 96-year-old mother.
How about that?
And she's bedridden.
Oh, boy.
And so I'm stuck at home most of the time. And so to use my time while I had to be there anyway, I decided to work on the book.
Let's talk a little bit about the book. The name of the book?
It's called Nexix.
Nexix. Tell us about that.
Why does it have that name?
Sure.
Okay. Nexus, U.S., means connection. And what this is, it's a puzzle for connecting dots within a matrix. So it's a nexus of dots in a matrix. You take the first 3 letters and last 2 of that sentence, it spells Nexix. That's how I came up with that.
Oh, I like it. So this is a puzzle book.
Yes. Nothing but puzzles. That's correct.
Now, in your background, in your life, in your work experience, was this something that you thought you would one day just do, or did you just one day wake up and say, I'm going to write this book?
Well, I discovered that I was pretty good at making puzzles, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years ago, because I was already retired, and I was just doing it for fun. And I started sending my puzzles around, and as it turned out, a parade saw my puzzles, and they asked me to come and work for Parade magazine.
How about that? That's
So,
cool.
Well, I didn't work in the the printed magazine, but I published my puzzles online for Parade, and I tried many different puzzles, many different types, but Nexix seemed to hit a chord with people, and a lot of people started doing them.
Now, these puzzles, are they age group specific? Can young people do the puzzles, or are they more geared for adults?
Well, that depends. I have a nephew, a great nephew, who's probably 10 or 12 years old, and he loves doing the puzzles. So, it depends, and some adults absolutely hate it.
That would be me, probably. I'm not that good at those type of puzzles.
But it is pretty much a pure logic puzzle, but it's a little unusual in that you have the ability to solve it spatially as well, or visually. Because if you can see the patterns well, as you're starting to work the puzzle with logic, all of a sudden, sometimes you can just see the answer. And so you just go ahead and finish the puzzle. And some are like that, some aren't. Some you have to really, really work hard at to get the final answer. But some you can just see what the answer is.
So the book is called Nexix, and how can people buy it?
Well, you have to go to Amazon, because I had it self-published through Amazon. I didn't want to wait for somebody else to approve it, so I self-published it. And you go to Amazon.com, and you can either search for Nexix or look for logic puzzles. But it's easier to just search for the name Nexix. And Jeff, or my name.
The name again is Nexix. Spell it nice and slow, because I need to remember this again.
Okay. It's Nexix.
There it is. Nexix. That's Nexix. Jeff Marchant. Now, you're a member of the club, and there's a connection between the book and the club. Am I right?
Yes.
And what is that?
Well, I decided to donate all the proceeds from the book to the club, so I don't get any proceeds at all from it. But that is because, and Mike will remember this, this was, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, I decided I should help out the club. So I went one day with the crew that makes the trails, and I decided to see if I could help them make the trails, which was a lot of physical labor.
Oh,
and
no joke.
And I'm not exactly a young guy. I mean, Mike and I are about the same age, and so we're both really old fogies.
So in other words, you're saying that when it came down to picking up the pickaxe and the shovel, you decided to write a puzzle book instead.
Well, basically, yes.
I
wanted to do something, but that was too much physical labor. And as Mike will tell you, just about everybody else that worked there was about half my age, and so there's no way I could keep up with them. And I was exhausted before an hour was up.
Well, I got to tell you, I think it's great that you're going to donate all the proceeds of your book, Nexix, to the Outdoor Club. And what we'll do then is we'll tell all those guys that do We Dig Wednesdays, we'll tell Adam and all his guys, hey, buy one of these books because you'll be helping out the club as well.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm hoping for, yeah. I hope it does help the club a lot.
Well, Jeff, I appreciate you coming on today. Thank you for being a club member, and thank you for creating this very interesting book. It's available online again at Amazon.com. The spelling of the book is?
Nexix.
And all the proceeds, wow, all the proceeds going to the Outdoor Club.
That's right.
Jeff Marchand, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you for being a club member, and thank you for being smart enough to make a book that's going to help the club and maybe make a lot of our listeners and viewers smarter people.
You just used smart and me in the same sentence. Thank you very much for that.
I'm glad to do it. Thanks so much, Jeff.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it.
All right. Nexix. It's a different kind of logic puzzle. Can you connect the dots? Then Nexix is for you. Author Jeff Marchand, Outdoor Club member, has created a unique and interesting puzzle book meant to challenge your mind. It's called Nexix. It's available online at Amazon. That's Nexix, N-E-X-I-X. The Upfront Gallery is the region's premier art gallery. Owners Debbie and Gordon showcase local and regional talent with galas and exhibitions throughout the year. At Upfront Gallery, there's always something going on. From paintings to photographs, sculptures, and more, the Upfront Gallery is the place to see and be seen. Upfront Gallery also hosts private events and cocktail parties. Book your next event with Debbie today. Give her a call, 845-754-5000. The Upfront Gallery, 31 Jersey Avenue, Port Jervis. Joining us now is T.C. Crawford. T.C., thanks for being back with us.
I'm always happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you here. You know, spring is upon us. We had to move the clocks ahead just last weekend, and people are hopefully putting their snow shovels in the garage or in the shed. A lot of guys like me putting that snow shovel away. Ooh, there's my mountain bike sitting in the garage, ready to go. And like so many of your customers coming in right now, probably looking at and purchasing new bikes. Let's talk a little bit about that day you buy a bike or the first day you're pulling your bike out of the garage.
Sure.
Let's start with the essentials. What do we need to start with before we hit the trails?
Absolutely. So we have our bike covered. We're pulling it out or we just purchased it, whatever that might be. Now, we can never ride that bike without a bike helmet. I don't care if there's cars, there's not cars, you're not going to fall, you are going to fall. You always have to have a bike helmet. Number one rule. And helmets look like this. A lot of times, some of my favorite ones offer a lot of visibility. A good fit is critical. They have these great retention systems, so we open it up, we put it on our head, and then we just dial that in for a perfect fit. But this must stay on our head as we're wheeling around. Okay?
And this is a very important thing. Of all the mountain bike events that we have on the trails, any one of our mountain bike activities, our group-led bike rides, everybody must have a helmet to ride on the trails. It is not just an essential, it's a non-starter. You don't have a helmet, you can't join us and have the fun.
Your brain is priceless, my friend.
My brain is priceless. I'm going to try that on right now and to see how it fits. And TC, you can walk me through maybe what I need to do to make sure it does fit properly.
Sure, yeah.
All right, let's check this out right here. It's my favorite color, nice kind of
So
orange.
we're going to open up this dial, so it's definitely going to fit on. Once it's on, we're going to turn that clockwise to make a snug fit.
Fits nice. All right.
Perfect. And then we're going to buckle the clasp. And it certainly doesn't need to choke you. I don't want to choke you right now.
Well, thanks. I don't want to be choked.
If we want a little bit of space here, that's great. And if I pull it forward, I cannot pull it in front of your chin. That's awesome.
All right. So I'm good. Does it look good on me?
You look great. I'm checking your ears. You're looking good right there. I'm satisfied with this fit.
All right. So whenever you hit the trails, the most important thing is obviously bring your bike to have fun. But without the helmet, no go.
No go, no go.
Now, are there any differences between adult helmets and children's helmets?
Absolutely. Size is critical. The helmet always has to fit perfectly.
This is an adult helmet.
That's an
not
adult
a
helmet.
kid's helmet.
That is correct. And
I'm going to take this off now.
this is an example of a child's helmet. So obviously it's smaller. We want kids to wear these helmets, so we put really fun graphics on to encourage them to wear these. Just like the adult helmets, the technology trickles right down. We still have the adjustment knob in the back, the nice clasp as well. But
this is great. I'm not going to try this one on because this is designed for a child, and my head's a lot larger than a child, probably a whole child.
It's not going to fit you, Tom.
But this is safe for them to ride in the neighborhood and up on the trails as well.
Absolutely.
And in general, what kind of prices are we talking for a brand new helmet?
Yeah, a kid's helmet like this starts at about $35.
Okay.
And then a good adult helmet, I would say, starts at about $65. They definitely go up from there. You know, you pay a little bit more for style, for extra ventilation, things like that. But they're all going to be very, very safe.
Is there an expiration date? I mean, if I pull my bike out of the garage and I have my helmet that's 35 years old, is it good to go?
It is not good to go. Helmets do break down over time. The air effects, UV also affects the quality of the helmet. So we like to see helmets replaced every 2 to 3 years.
Okay. So springtime is here. We're pulling the bike out of the garage, or we're going down to Action Bikes and Outdoor to buy a new bike. Essential to have a helmet. If your helmet's more than a couple years old, hey, retire it and go out and get yourself a nice, bright, new pink, orange, or especially for your kids, get a nice, colorful one for the kids.
I'm a big fan of visibility between traffic and, hunting, which is not allowed in our park. But I think visibility equals safety.
No doubt about it. And it was super lightweight. It was easy to put on. So make sure you have your helmet, your brain bucket, as I like to call it, when you hit the trails. And coming up after these breaks, we're going to talk a little bit more about essential gear to have with you when you're on your bike, whether it's in town or on the trails. After a nice hike on the trails or a bike ride through the watershed park, nothing is more refreshing than a locally crafted beer and a bite to eat. Head over to the Fox and Hare, 46 Front Street in Port Jervis. The Fox and Hare is a small-town brewery and restaurant meant to celebrate great beer, savory food, and wonderful people. The tap room is a welcoming place for all walks of life. Open Wednesday through Sunday. For handcrafted beer and food, it's the Fox and Hare. Give them a call. 845-672-0100. Welcome back. TC, he's still with us, and we're glad to have you here.
Thanks, Tom.
Oh, man. So here it is, man. It's springtime. I got the bike out of the garage. I got my helmet. I'm just going to jump on it and start tearing up through the trails, right?
Not so fast. You need to do a few things first.
Okay.
You're going to lose a little tire pressure over the winter. You know, it's been hanging out in the garage, and I definitely need you to check that tire pressure. It's going to be way too soft, not safe to ride. The PSI is written on the side, so it's really easy for you.
PSI. Come on. What's that mean?
Pressure per square inch.
All right.
All right. And like your mountain bike, you're probably going to ride that about 30 PSI or so. But again, your tire is going to indicate that. I also want you to just give it a quick safety check. Let's make sure that your brakes still work really good. Your handlebars are feeling tight and sturdy. That your seat is still adjusted appropriately from last year. And just spend that 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and double check those things, and you'll be safer on the trail.
Well, it makes perfect sense. My bike's been in the garage all winter. I know I moved it a few times, and sure, before I take it out on the trails, I'm going to make sure I go over a couple of those quick little safety checks. Now, as I get ready to go, maybe I'm going to take a little spin around town. Essentially, what essential gear should I have with me, on me, or on my bike as I get going?
Yeah, great question. It's incredibly important to hydrate. And, a lot of people go out there, they don't have water. If we were going to take a run, I would be thirsty, so would you. On the bike, we're always going to carry water, and we have these awesome water bottles. And
whoa. Speaking of water bottles, we have, there you go.
Oh, my mistake.
I'm going to give this one to you, TC. There you are, my friend.
So on my bike, I have a water bottle cage, and the water bottle cage holds the bottle perfectly. So we have it right there at our fingertips when we're out on the trail. I like to drink 1 bottle per hour when I'm exerting, some energy, and most bikes can accommodate 2 of these bottles.
We always tell everyone who comes along on our hikes to bring some water with them. You're going to get thirsty, and riding a bike, you're going to expend a lot of energy, so you definitely want to keep yourself hydrated. Some people say that, I can't just drink all that water. It's just boring. Water is just not my thing.
Right.
So what options are there besides just plain old H2O?
Yeah. Well, I do like to stay away from the low-quality sugars, so I do personally stay away from the Gatorades. Of course, we're not going to drink anything carbonated. That would just be crazy. There are different packages out there. For example, this adds a lot of flavor. This is called Passion Fruits. It's made by a company called Scratch Labs.
What is this that we're looking at here?
Yep. So basically, this is going to add a little sweetener to it, but it's through dehydrated fruit and higher quality sugars and things like that. Nothing manufactured, much higher quality product, better for your body, replacing your electrolytes, things like that, and keeping you stronger out on the bike and safer.
It's a simple powder. You just put it in your water bottle, give it a spin, and away you go.
That's it.
So we got the hydration. It's with us. We're ready to rock. What else should we have? Should we bring with us on our first adventures?
Yeah, there's a few things that I always have. I always bring my identification. Unfortunately, every once in a while an accident happens. I like to have identification. I bring my insurance card. I also bring eye protection. Simple as getting a piece of mud in the eye. That's not fun for anybody. Do you like mud in the eye?
No, no mud in the eye here.
I do not like mud in the eye. I always like to bring a few dollars. Like, you never know. Nothing's for sale on the trail. However, you know, you make a wrong turn, you end up on a street you didn't think you were going to be on. You're not in the park any longer. A couple dollars could go a long way if you find yourself hungry or, you know, or thirsty or perhaps out of water.
So it makes perfect sense. All of the club activities the outdoor club puts on, I always ask Mike, I ask Chip, guys, how much money do we need to bring for the activity? No money for the activity.
No money.
But if you are riding, take a couple bucks, put them in your backpack, put them in your cargo. What do you got? A cargo bag on your bike?
Yeah. So most of us, you know, we're gonna have a little bag behind the saddle, and I actually brought one here. So let me just show this to you. But something like this goes behind the saddle. They come in different sizes, and I'm gonna put all my necessities in this. People that like to be over-prepared, you know, ready for anything. These kind of guys, we wear small backpacks. That's going to have all my stuff, you know. So I'm going to have my water in there. I'm going to have my money in there, my identification. I'm going to have various items. And, oh, geez, I can't believe it. I actually have that right here, too. Man, look at that.
And how convenient. You just happen to have your backpack here.
That's it. That's it. So, yeah, I'm compartmentalized. I'm high visibility. I've got 3 liters of water on my back. All my safety equipment's inside. This makes me feel comfortable when I'm spending the day outdoors.
You say that there's 3 liters of water inside there. Let's take a look at that real quick on the other side.
Oh, sure.
So there's a little hose here.
There's a hose here, and there's what's called a bladder inside of this. And it's basically, you know, it's like a bag, you know, 100% waterproof, contains the water inside, and all you have to do is bite on this valve right here, and the water just flows, keeping you hydrated.
How about that? And 3 liters, that's a lot of water in a little backpack.
It's a lot of water, but, you know, you make a wrong turn, it's a little hotter than you expected. Better safe than sorry. We don't want to see you drinking from a puddle, Tom.
No mud in the eye and no drinking from the puddle.
That's right.
So we have the backpack, we have a little bit of water, we have a little bit of cash with us in case we have to bribe our way back to America.
That's right.
We got the water bottle. Now let's turn our attention to maybe some more technical things.
Sure.
And, you know, because, you know, we could be on the trails and having a great time.
Yep.
On the bike, really having a good go at it, and something could happen.
What to do when the unexpected happens. So I always tell my friends, my customers, I've told you this before, we identify the things that are likely to happen, like a flat tire perhaps, or you know, a broken chain, something like that. The bike is held together with all of metric tools, so I have all of this on board with me. And it just takes the edge off. If anything unexpected happens, I'm prepared.
So you bring a whole toolbox with you?
Ooh, I do not bring a whole toolbox. I have a very sleek multi-tool, and that's very common with cyclists. Think of a Swiss Army knife, okay? But instead of having blades, which we don't need on the trail, we have metric Allen keys. So it looks something like this. I'm prepared now. If my handlebar loosens up or unfortunately I break a chain, something like that, I have a little crash and I need to retighten something, I can do that.
Now, this multi-tool is specifically designed for bicycles.
That's correct. That's correct. And this works on pretty much every bicycle, and anything that could go wrong on the trail, I can pretty much repair with this guy right here.
And it looks like it's not, it weighs little, not much at all.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Right in the backpack, and away you go.
Yep.
All right, so we have our little toolkit. You mentioned something about maybe a flat tire.
Well, if we get a flat tire, we have to be prepared for that. So luckily, tubes don't take up much space. You know, they're pretty small. They fit in the backpack that I showed you. They also fit in that seat bag. The tube goes there, and we need a way to inflate it. So I didn't bring an assortment of pumps, but there are a couple different ways to do it. This guy here is, this is a mini pump.
This right here is a pump that can pump a tire up.
Yes.
That little thing right there.
That little guy right there will do an awesome job.
Wow.
It'll mount to your bike. It'll also fit in that backpack, your preference. And we'd insert that new tube, which I also have on board. And then I'm going to air it up. Little guy like this is called a tire lever. It assists with getting off a stubborn tire. And again, we have another multi-tool. They come in different varieties, things like that.
So this is the whole MacGyver kit you need.
That's the whole kit. You have this, a little bit of food, some basic essentials. You're ready for the day.
Wow. And all of this can fit right on your backpack or on that little saddlebag, and you're ready for the adventure on the trails.
You are. You are.
Oh, sounds great. Well, we're going to take a break right now, but coming back, we're going to talk about even more gear that you might want to put on you or have with you as you get out and explore the trails here in the Watershed Park region of Port Jervis.
Hey, Chip here, your Director of Membership for the Outdoor Club of Port Jervis. If you are interested in becoming a member, contact me at 845-288-3165 or go to our website, ocopj.org, or my email, chip@ocopj.org.
Welcome back. TC still with us. Hey, TC.
Hey, I'm still here. Look at me.
I love it, man.
All right. So we talked about a few things today. We talked about having a bicycle and making it safe. We got a helmet on. We're prepared to fix a flat or some unexpected mechanical. But let's talk about what it takes to really enjoy riding the bike. And that means staying comfortable on the bike.
Oh, absolutely.
So one of my favorite things when I ride is my padded shorts. You know, and a lot of people don't know that they exist, but they're a game changer. And oftentimes, they're going to look baggy, just like you'd expect. They look pretty cool. You can go out to the cafe in these. But what's inside and what makes these awesome is a padded liner. All right? None of this stuff, none of it is going to absorb your sweat. All right? Just keeping you super, super comfortable. But I feel like if you're comfortable, Tom, if you're comfortable on the bike, you're going to ride longer. It's going to become a real passion. And then if we're wicking sweat and things like that, we're also safer. We're just having a better time all around.
I will be a testimonial. When I purchased my bike a couple of years ago, you know, TC said, well, you know, you're going to get the essentials you need now, but you'll probably want to come back and pick up a pair of biking shorts.
Right.
And right away I thought of those spandex tight shorts that the guys that in the Tour de France wear. And I'm like, no way. That's not going to be me. Right. So I was out on the trails and I went back to your store and I was looking around and one of your sales associates comes up and says, you should really try out some of those shorts. And I'm like, all right. So I did. And I went the next day or so, I went out on the ride. And I believe it was that same week I went back and bought a second pair because they are definitely a game changer. The comfortability of wearing them and then the comfort of being on the bike and in the saddle for so long. Oh, amazing. I highly recommend them. I know it sounds, you know, kind of crazy to say, oh, you need to have biking shorts. Well, no, you're going to want to have biking shorts.
Absolutely. And then you've learned this, but I educate people all the time. We want to stay away from cotton. You know, you sweat with cotton, it sticks to the body, it'll chafe. It just doesn't feel good after hours and hours of wear. So, and I know you have a few of these, but I brought a jersey along to show our audience. You know, but this guy is going to have a baggy fit to it. It zips down if we start to overheat. And some essentials can go in the back, like our cell phone, which we should always have with us on the trail.
I see. There's little pockets right there.
But get away from the cotton. You know, we got to get away from the cotton. Again, I like that color. Blue is really cool, but I always try to go with really bright stuff too. You never know. I like to be seen out there. And we do a lot of stuff with, you know, hikers too. When you're out on the trail, you want to be seen.
I think I need to put these glasses on. Oh, man, with that
so bright.
With that bright glass, there, I got to put these on. Oh, that's much better. Much better.
But this,
again, it has the pouches right here.
Yep. But this ride is it's gonna make your ride more comfortable. And that's really what we're talking about today. Is how to enjoy yourself.
So you got the shorts that are comfortable. You got the jersey that's cool.
Yep.
That's cool to you.
That's
looks cool or can be super visible because you want to be seen when you're out there. Anything else you need to put on yourself?
Well, we never talked about our hands. So we're holding on. We're mountain biking, right? Roots, rocks, logs, gloves. Definitely gloves. Also, if you step off the bike, you know, you touch your hand down to the ground, picker bush, something like that. We want to be protected. I always wear gloves. I'm sure you do too. But these guys are awesome. Padding underneath keeps nice circulation to your fingertips. If we go down, we're going to stay protected. That's really important to me.
Boy, these are some of the things that you're going to want to get down the road as you get more and more into mountain bike riding, all of which is available at your store. And they have all sizes and get you set up with exactly what you need.
Yes, absolutely. Last thing, I mentioned it before, but please bring your cell phone when you ride. If there's any kind of emergency or you get lost, something like that, you can access maps or call a loved one.
These are great tips from TC. You're going to join us throughout the year to keep us informed as to technology and things on the bike and things you can bring with you to make your bike rides more exciting.
That's right, Tom.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. TC Crawford from Action Bikes and Outdoor, our special guest here on the Weekly Trail Report. Hey, TC, I hear something awesome's happening at the end of March.
Absolutely, Tom, and it's only a couple weeks away. It's called Snowball's Chance.
Snowball's Chance?
Snowball's Chance, and we've done it for several years now. It brings a lot of mountain bike riders together, regardless of the elements. They're going to meet at 9 o'clock right downtown here in Port Jervis, and at 10 o'clock, the police are going to lead the cyclists to the edge of the watershed property where they're going to take off. They have 4 checkpoints that they have to get to throughout the course of the day. They can take their time, take their own route, but they're going to get a card at each checkpoint. They get their 5th card at the finish, where they're going to go back to up front gallery, and the best hand of the day is going to get some cash.
So it's poker and mountain bikes.
Combined into one, yes. And prizes. We got a ton of prizes. The rest of the money, the rest of the proceeds all get donated to the Outdoor Club.
How can I get involved?
Well, you have to register first, and you can do so by going to bikereg.com, and on the search bar, just look up Snowball's Chance. You'll find it right away.
Oh, I'm going to do it.
I can't wait to see you there.
So, Mike, that's going to do it for another trail report. What do you think?
I think it was great. How about you?
Oh, lots of fun. Great to have so many people part of the show. Great to have so many people watching and enjoying what we're putting out there.
Yeah, and I'm loving having people like TC show us safety equipment you can use for different activities like biking. And we hope to do a lot more of that. In fact, we'll be doing demos on GPSs and compasses and orienteering and getting loads of people in here that want to teach everybody how to go about being in the watershed.
You know, you don't always need all the gear, but some of that gear makes it a lot of fun.
It's just handy to know that those things are available and what they can do for you.
No doubt about it. So, Mike, busy week, lots of things going on this weekend. What do we got coming up ahead?
What we have coming up is on Saturday, we have our special event, which is our corned beef dinner, and that's at the Elks Club on Route 6. Sunday, we have a 1 o'clock hike that will be up in the watershed starting at Brewers Reservoir. And then the following week is going to be a busy day for us. We have Snowball's Chance, of which we'll tell you all about that next Friday. But if you're interested in it, refer back to the commercial we've done in this episode, and you'll see how you can sign up for it.
Well, always a lot of good stuff coming from the Outdoor Club. Mike, thanks for being the president. Thanks for guiding the ship.
Hey, thank you, Tom. Thank you for being the one that's steering it.
Well, it's a lot of fun. And for everyone out there, thank you again for being part of the Trail Report. And as I say every week, get out and enjoy the beauty that's right here in our backyard.
And it's right in our backyard.
Have a great week, Mike.
Yeah, you too, Tom.